Hey, welcome to the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast with me, Iona. So today we are going to focus on environmental freedom Thursdays, and what I share in this podcast is intentional living for Lightworkers. So if you are new to this at Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, then welcome. So I talk about spiritual life coaching and life work balance for Lightworkers. So in today's episode, again, intentional living and environmental freedom Thursdays. So this is where we talk about your home and your life and travel and the world, all environments, and what that looks and feels like for you and how you can balance your light work and your lifestyle. So let me share with you what I'm going to cover in the segments of this Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast. As I do every single Thursday, I come live for this YouTube podcast, and I also strip it out and stream it onto Audible and Spotify. So if you're listening to this, welcome. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, welcome. So every single Thursday I go live and I talk about intentional living, and I talk about that light work and lifestyle balance. And the way that I segment this Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is to raise our vibrational frequency and give you some spiritual life coaching. And this is for my subscribers. This is also for my students. I have a 2-hour monthly coaching call on spiritual life and work balance. So if you are a student of mine and you're watching this in the Soul Legacy Academy, welcome. Make sure that you schedule on to our monthly group coaching call. All right, so what I will do, I've got notes. I have my journal. As I've gone through my spiritual awakening story, I journal in what I call the Soul Legacy Journal, 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. I created Soul Path to Spiritual Alchemy for Lightworkers. And so this whole Seven Freedoms Frequency was developed because I went through my awakening. I wanted to rebuild my life, and environments went by the wayside. I was homeless. I was all the things. So I wanted to manifest more like life work balance. So in order to frame this YouTube podcast, I use what I call the Soul Legacy Wheel. As the founder of the Soul Legacy Academy and the host at Soul Legacy TV, I'm all about supporting you in launching, leading, and leaving your soul legacy, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow. And so your spiritual morning routines, your daily routines, and your nighttime routines basically make up your whole entire day, and that is intentional living. Now, my wheel that I use in my spiritual life coaching session was inspired by the life coaching wheel, and it doesn't really come to mind anymore because I just use my wheel. But if you're familiar with the Wheel of Life, that's what it's called, the Wheel of Life. Many coaches use it, and it's a way to see how balanced or imbalanced your life is. And you segment your life down into however many areas you want. I personally segment into 7 areas, hence the 7 freedoms, and see how fulfilled you are in each area. For us, as we focus in this 7 Freedoms Frequency podcast, the days that and the themes that we focus on this wheel are contribution freedom, health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, which is Thursdays, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. So in order to help us have that life work balance and have a visual, I'm very visual, I have a vision board. I call it 1 week to create a badass spiritual business vision board, again, for light workers. So if you're ambitious and you have a big vision and a soul mission and movement inside of you, and you put all of your images on, I do, it can do it on a cork board, but I do it on teach you to do it on a Canva, the Canva app, the digital app. I will say, actually, like, it looks like I'm really distracted. I will tell you something, right? I'm very raw, very real. I'm tired today. I'm tired. My environment meant that a dog kept me up all night. He's not my dog, but he kept me up all night. Kept me and my niece up all night. And so I'm tired. I'm genuinely tired. I wasn't going to go live. I hadn't really prepped for the live. And she's like, oh, and Iona, I'm going out now. I'm going to take the dog for a walk. You can do your live. I'm like an hour and a half, nearly 2 hours later than what I normally am. And I know that I'm struggling for my words. So please forgive me, because I'm going to just do my best, right? So I'm tired, right? And I realized that I'm like looking up and fetching words. So just saying, it's live, it's real time. I like to just share with you what it is that I'm doing, how it is that I'm doing it. Girl's tired today. I'm an early riser. Oh, thank you for the love and the like. I can't see, it doesn't say anybody's on, but thank you for the like and the love. And if you're tired, can I get an amen in the comments? And if you feel really refreshed, good for you. I usually do. People are used to me high vibing, and today I'm tired. Like, I'm just genuinely tired. I feel like I've got a hangover with no alcohol. So in the Soul Legacy, we create this vision for your life, right? Where you want to live, where you want to travel, like what you want to impact, how you want to impact the world, just your environment, right? And I talk about this on my vision board challenge. I have 7 days where I coach you through creating a vision and getting clarity on your vision. And then when you get clarity on your vision, what we do is we rate our vibrational frequency, the vision that you want to manifest, basically. And so we rate our vibrational frequency, which we do on these daily podcasts as well, to see if we're in vibrational alignment with the vision that we say we want to manifest, right? And so I say we want to manifest, because many times our environment is not conducive with the vision that we have on our vision board, which doesn't really help us with our thought processes and how we feel. And I'll connect this in just a second. So when we say we want to manifest, even though our environment, because our environment is our biggest vision board, like our physical environment, even though we say we want to manifest, if our environment doesn't look and feel like the vision that we have on our vision board, we might get discouraged. We might be like, oh, this doesn't work. The physical has to catch up. You have to send the energy out and emit the vibration that's on your vision board. It doesn't just fall out of the sky onto your lap. Now, I say that I'm tired because I had a dog that kept me up, and I'm cursing this dog because it's my sister-in-law's dog. And unfortunately, we had a massive loss in October. It's now December. Had a massive loss in our family. And my sister-in-law of like 30 odd years, I've known her 33 years, she passed. And the dog was very attached in this environment. So she's just been absolutely amazing. Anyway, this environment that I'm in is not the environment that I want to manifest in terms of living and in terms of being woken up with a dog, all the things. I have on my vision board a barn conversion. Now, because my environment is completely different to the peace and the serenity that I would have on the vision board, it's like I've got to then speak that into existence and act as if that is already manifested. And I've already gone to Sydney, Australia to see my niece, or I've already gone to Thailand and done my retreat, right? You're like, or whatever it is, or I've got 100,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, or whatever environment you want to be in, that you want to work in, travel, live in, experience. If your environment doesn't look and feel the way that is it easy for you to emit the vibration of something that's in your vibrational world rather than your visible world? Do you know how to bridge that gap? It can be a challenge, right? And so that's what I'm here for. So we rate our vibrational frequency and thank you for the love. How come I'm getting love and I don't see that you're on here? Can you drop me a comment and let me know where you're watching from? Because I've posted this out. And actually, being in alignment with the environment, for me, as the host at the Soul Legacy TV, Spiritual Business Success with Iona, one of the reasons why I wrote my book on YouTube about YouTube is because I just didn't see what I wanted to experience out there. in the online space, in that environment. And so I've actually streamed this out on my Facebook profile, on my Facebook pages, on my Facebook group, in the Soul Legacy Academy online teaching portal. It's on Twitter, it's on LinkedIn, it's on Pinterest. I will repurpose it. It's on Spotify, it will be on Audible. And where I've put it in my online teaching portal, I put it into my vision board challenge as like a follow-on. So I'm coaching you, giving you spiritual life coaching after my annual challenge. And so that happens the second week in December. And then in my boot camp as well, in the Global Networking Hub, this is everywhere, because I wanted to create an environment where I was teaching online and I was just showing up. And so I've set this up. And what I did was I set up my vision board challenge, not a Facebook challenge, a YouTube challenge. And that's what I talk about in the book. And I've set it up so I only have to show up live once rather than a pop-up, pop-down group. And then next year, so when I do this next week, I've actually set up next year's as well, like at the same time. And it was so quick and so easy. And the book that I was reading or listening to today, or normally listen to today, I only listened to a little bit of it. It's called Atomic Habits by C.H.E.E.R.S. I'm always talking about this book. I've listened to it at least 8 times all the way through. And he talks about just getting a little bit better at each habit. So when you rate your vibrational frequency and you feel out of alignment, if you're practice at your vibration, so I know that I will be doing these lives when I'm in my barn. I know that I will be doing these lives. I will be serving that contribution freedom and receiving the financial freedom, right? So I know that when I'm in my barn conversion, I will, so I can visualize more of what is on my vision board, because I know how I'm being in service. I know how I'm showing up as a light worker. I know how I'm contributing, right? I know the lifestyle on my vision board. So I feel good. I don't feel like, oh, this is never going to happen, or I know that I'm taking consistent action towards manifesting. So when we rate our vibrational frequency, do you feel like it's way off your vision? And if you haven't done the 1 week to create a badass spiritual business vision board and bank 50K in 50 days challenge, then I will leave the link in the description, in the show notes, in the cards around this video, all right, around this podcast. So we rate, the way that we rate our vibrational frequency, we're not pushed and pulled by, we try not to be pushed and pulled by life, like what's visual in front of us. We emit the vibration that is on our vision board, and we emit the vibration from the version of us as much as we possibly can. We don't have to go 100%, but like 51%, like that tipping over, rather than lack, not a lack, more of a, what I call a poverty consciousness, more of a prosperity consciousness, if that makes sense. So we rate between a 1 and 11. 1 is feeling in soul funk, which I do feel in soul funk, more in soul funk today, I'm tired. And 11 is more soul flow, and in tune with, being nudged by the universe, being guided by our soul, looking at the world through the lens of our soul. And that habit of sleeping helps, right? Getting sleep. And I do normally wake up really energized. So what would you rate your vibration today in terms of your environment? Now, I could be like, oh gosh, it's like a 1 because I didn't have any sleep, and I could complain about it. I could say all the things, right? And the only reason why I say that is because, like, I realized that I'm really reaching for my words, like way back there somewhere. But I'm still happy. I'm still good, and we've still found solutions and all the things. So I would rate my environment. I'd say I would have said an 11 this morning. I would say a 10. I'll say a 10 because the dog has helped it dip, right? So, although I'm not in the environment that I want to manifest, that's on my vision board, I've set up my environment. James Clear talks about this in Atomic Habits. It's amazing. I've set up my environment over this last week, even tweaked it, so that my ring lights are where they need to be. So my makeup is where I'm blurry, sorry. My makeup isn't where it needs to be before I go live. My mirror, which was my sister-in-law, so I'm like using her energy to fuel me. My journal is where it needs to be. My foot spa is where it needs to be. My all of my toiletries and stuff are where they need to be. Like for me, I don't know about you, but when you go through different things, I've went through grief recently, and so I wasn't looking after myself. You know, just I wasn't, and so just that self-care was lacking, and so yeah, we talk about that on emotional freedom, but that self-care was lacking. So I've set up my environment so that I can have my t-shirts out, so that I can have what I need where I need. I'm in quite a confined space, and it's not my barn conversion. So I'm like, okay, well, what would I be doing? How would I'm like creaming myself, doing my hair, just really looking after myself to the point of, I don't think I've ever looked after myself as much. I've been working out, I'm walking. I did 16,000 steps yesterday. I actually went out of the house, like when we work from home and we don't go out all the time. I could happily stay in and just chill, but it's like, no, go out and do your steps, So we rate our vibrational frequency between a 1 and 11, and we write it down. And so we do the abbreviation for Environmental Freedom Thursdays, EFT. And so it equals 1 to 11, all right? And I share more about the explanation of this on the vision board challenge and in the other days. I'm not going to do that today. The next segment I want to talk about is setting intentions. And so, and bucket list items for environment. And so if you've got something on your vision board, if you haven't done it, you need to do the vision board. When you've got something on your vision board, and the way that I teach you to do it is to create images for each area of the 7 freedoms, right? For living an intentional life. I call them the intentional living codes, C.H.E.E.R.S to financial freedom frequency, really raising our vibration. So we have an image for contribution, health, emotions, environment, relationships, spirituality, and finances. And so when you have that image, whatever is on there, you start to set the intentions and set intentions for the week, but also like what soul-guided actions that are gonna support you in what you intend to happen in your life. So say for me, the barn conversion, right? Because that's one of my favorite ones. Or say it's the barn conversion, or say it's the retreats. Say it's all of them. Say it's whatever, going to Sydney to see my niece. I'm going to have finances for that. I'm going to have training for my retreat, at which I've enrolled in some. I'm going to have finances for the barn, but I'm going to have to visualize. And the barn, when I was in meditation yesterday or the day before, I was like, okay, where do I want this barn to be? I was like, I firmly believe it's going to be closer to my granddaughter. And then when my daughter and I drove out there on Sunday, I was like, this drive is an absolute nice, awful drive. It's horrible drive is what I said. And my daughter was like, because it was dark, I don't like driving in the dark. My Erlen kicks in. So, and the reflection of the cars and the lanes, and it's not cool. So my daughter was like, Mum, you said that before. And I said, did I? I said, I don't remember, but it's horrible drive. Just horrible. So I'm like, I don't want to live there and do that horrible drive to a home. Like that for me would conflict for my vision. And so the intention, I'm like, okay, well, where do I want to live? Making a decision of where this barn. And so I decided, in my meditation, being nudged to where a similar place to where I'd been and where my granddaughter's grandmother is. And I was like, that's perfect. I wanted to live there before. And I saw this barn, and I saw the barn that I'd seen years ago. And I had no clue of how I would do my light work in the world, how I would automate, how I would ever reach that amount of finances. And I had a goal to reach $600,000 a year. So that's 50K months. And so that's where the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge came from. I didn't know how. I wouldn't say I didn't believe it, but I just didn't know how. And the universe has shown me a how, shown me a way. And this is part of it, living intentionally. So I've come full circle, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And when I looked on this at this area on Zoopla, it actually had the kitchenware, like the kettle, the toaster, the coffee machine, the microwave, even to the utensils, the same utensils in this kitchen that I had on my vision board, just a different color. And I was like, apologies. I was like, no actual way. Like, how cool is that? So setting the intention, making a decision, where is it? There's 1 to 3 things that you could do to bring you closer to your vision. So if it was a retreat, I'd be enrolling in the retreat training, making sure I'm making time for the retreat training, which I haven't this week. So that's one thing that I would put on, set for my intentions, set aside that time. We all have 24 hours in a day. When will that be? It's usually supposed to be a Saturday and a Sunday. Saturdays for my personal training and fitness instructor course, and then Sundays for the retreat training. I don't know if that would be enough, but it's a start, because I haven't done it. I've done other things instead. So what could you do that will move you closer to manifesting your vision? Because you know that, yes, the universe will provide, but it'll provide a way how. It doesn't just give you it out of like literally thin air. You know what I mean? It comes through people, it comes through exchange, it comes through. Do you know what I'm saying? So anyway, all right. So the next segment is the book for the day, which I've talked about, Atomic Habits. If you haven't listen to this book, he talks about like tiny incremental tiny habits that will just build up, and all of a sudden, like I'd say for Will Smith, when he talks about his dad having him and his brother when they were younger build a wall, but he just said place every brick as perfectly as you can lay that brick, and do it every day, and soon you have a wall, rather than focusing on, I've got to build a wall. It's like every brick. So every little habit will stack. And all of my habits have stacked to me actually being here, right? And so this book is amazing. And so one of the things that I was thinking about was a conversation I had last night. And I was in a different environment for about a week, at my nephew's mum's house. And being there kicked me into the reset of taking care of myself, and her really really great care of her home and different things, and how I want to feel in my home, and all the things. And I was just really, really grateful. And I was sharing with her about people like ask me what I'm doing, and so for my fitness and my nutrition and all these things. And I was sharing with her, and obviously it's been about a week or something, maybe 2, I don't know, that hadn't been there. And we had a conversation last night. We were talking for an hour, and she said, oh, you don't even know like how much of an impact you've had on me just being in that environment. I go, good, because I set that intention to leave everyone better. Hopefully you'll be left better than you were not being around me, you know. And so that law of increase and having people advance, right? So she said how she's eating, how she's spending her days, just fitness, and all the areas of the 7 freedoms, actually focusing on her own contribution, her own health, her own emotions, her own environment, her own relationships, not spirituality, she's not really spiritual, and her own finances. And I just absolutely love that. So the habits that I gave her, she was like, oh no, I'm not, no. And then I said, this is really small. And she's like, this feels huge. Anyway, she had these habits and she stuck to them, and you know, that little impact. And I said, it wasn't me, because I can share with you certain things and you just not do it. Like, I'm too busy, which is a poverty consciousness, just a lack. It's just really cool. So that was that. Card for today. I'm not even going to read this whole card. I'm tired. I want to have a nap. I do have a nap. If I get really tired in the day, the beauty of working for yourself and working from home is you're just not pushed and pulled. So this card, Keepers of the Light, is called Paul the Venetian. Experiencing grace. because we all need grace, right? Share your gifts with grace. Waves of inspiration and love are coming to you. Can I get an amen? All right, I'm blurry. So I'm just going to read the extended message for this. It says, whatever creative ideas you are having at this time, they are inspired by the divine. Oh, yes. Actually, I was on the dating app yesterday because I've got a spin-off channel. I'll talk about this tomorrow in Relationship Freedom Friday. Welcome. And I was talking to somebody and they said that they are basically their favorite topic is mysticism, being a mystic. Anyway, I can't say it. And I'm like, okay, let me really look into that because I want to actually have an intellectual conversation about it. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was talking about having that connection with the divine and just understanding the truths and the oneness and all the things. And not the night before, but the night before that, I'd had a conversation with somebody actually on the phone, and they were talking about soul and that guidance and meditation. And I'm like, these dating apps, I was like, I'm up leveling with who I'm attracting on the dating apps. Love it. So they were talking about the divine. Anyway, so Paul the Venetian is here to help you channel your gifts. You may have felt blocked or held back in the past, but now it's time to recognize how talented you are. And I thought, yeah, a mystic. Follow your bliss and share with grace. Your creativity is a gift to the world, and as you share it with all those around you, you make space in your heart for goodness to enter. Recognize your gifts today and express your creative self in ways that suit you. This suits me. I know that everybody wants to be on YouTube, or more people want to be on YouTube that actually dare to do it. And I say just go for it. All right, note from the universe. All right, before we do the soul income game and we do gratitude. And I'm looking at where my gratitude stones are. Here they are. All right, note from the universe. This is by Mike Dooley. If you have not read Mike Dooley's book, I read his book years ago. I can't remember for the life of me what it's called. I think he's got loads and loads and loads of books now, but he had a book on manifesting, really powerful. So the note for today, I think it came in yesterday, but the notes are coming in like later in the day. So it says, can I give you some advice that you won't take the wrong way? Buy something special for yourself, Iona, which I did yesterday. I spent a ton of money on self-care stuff, and I was like, and at the time I was listening to You Are a Badass at Making Money. I was like, okay, feel that, when you spend it, like a lot of people say they're okay at making it, but then holding on to it rather than spending it. And I'm like, being mindful, spending it intentionally. Buy something special for yourself, Iona. Be proud, flaunt your style, love yourself, daydream, wonder, and make a few mistakes. Yes, right? Stay up late every so often. No. Sleep in too long. I would have done. The dog was barking. Sometimes wake up crazy early, or doodle or journal or go for a walk. Absolutely. Play music loud. Absolutely. Celebrate everything. And when no one is looking, as often as you can remember, kiss the back of each of your hands in quick succession. Happy love affair, gorgeous, the universe. Really? Kiss your hands? That feels weird. Thank you, Mike Dooley. All right, so we're going to do the soul income game and then do gratitude and wrap this up because I've been on here almost half an hour. This journal is my journal. It's a blank notebook, although I've written in it, and I've got a learning dyslexia. You see how untidy that is. So the Soul Legacy Journal, I call it 365 Days of Your Spiritual Awakening Story. I have to look at the title all the time because it's long. I co-created self-power to spiritual alchemy for Lightworkers, right? And so the idea for the Seven Freedoms Frequency podcast is to support you in manifesting that light work and that lifestyle balance, and doing it in a way where you are in alignment with your vision, right? So banking 50K in 50 days, doing the spiritual business vision board challenge, and banking 50K in 50 days is doing it vibrationally first. And again, that's where the 50K came from, with like me wanting to earn 600,000 in a year. And I was like, okay, well, that's 50K a month. So I was like, banking. I did a challenge called 100K in 100 days, and then 50K in 90 days. Yeah, those programs, they were all right. All right. A lot of programs have missing pieces. So yeah, I wanted to do this vibrationally first. So we play the Soul Income game. The Soul Legacy Journal gives you £1,000, dollars, or euros every single day to spend vibrationally. It's a money voucher that is vibrational. And so you imagine yourself like actually checking out online all things, well, not all the things, some of the things on your vision board. Now you spend this vibrational money every day, and the idea is to be in vibrational harmony, like prosperity consciousness versus a poverty consciousness, like a lack, like I do have money and all the things. And so imagine that you've earned that money in your business from soul clients. It's passive income streams, so you don't have to work hard for it. It's leverage income streams. You've got your coaching program, whatever it is, retreats, wherever it's coming from. And so when you spend it, you're like, okay, well, tithing 10% is a rule. So tithe 10% to a worthy cause. My worthy cause is Compassionate Friends. It's a charity for bereaved parents, because I am one. My son made his transition 9 years ago, so I dedicate my work to my son, and it's just a way for me to place focus. And Charity Water, Cruise Bereavement Care are some of the charities that I love, and also my granddaughter's fund. So when you tithe, really feel into you being that person who is generous and giving and loving, and just doing your light work, not only for yourself and for your students, your clients, but also for the world, like for how many places that you can place that financial freedom and give, because many of my students have those money blocks, and it's time to kind of just let them go and just get on with the business of the energy exchange. Like, I don't see how we block money, but if we're blocking money, we're probably blocking a lot of things like love, right? So just think of it like that. Like, to unblock money, you're going to unblock other areas of your life as well. So we tithe. We don't get to put savings. The only time that you say it, you don't like hoard the money. You don't pay bills with the money. Come from the space that your bills are already paid. And so come from the space that, this is play money. You get to play. It's a game. It's like a game. So tell me what you'd spend your vibrational money voucher on. Post it in the vision board group. Post it in the private community. Come on to the 2-hour monthly call for the spiritual coaching and life work balance. And I will coach you through this. Rate your vibrational frequency between a 1 and 11. Note that down in your journal. Add up your score throughout the week and come to the 2-hour monthly coaching call and let me know. So I rated my vibration on Monday 11, Tuesday was 10, emotional freedom was 11, and today is a 10. So I can see contribution. I feel amazing. I'm doing this. Health dipped by 1 vibration, 1 notch, and then back up to the emotional because I feel good, back down for the, and it's like, okay, well, what are the niggling things? How can I raise my vibration, right, internally? How can I how can I shift my perspective? How can I shift my thinking and what I believe to be true for me? So you spend your vibrational money. If you don't want to spend it every single day, at least tithe that day, journal it down where you've tithed it, and carry it over to the next day. You can carry it over until Sunday, but your 7K for the week, the way that we play this game is you've got to spend it before the Sunday or on the Sunday. I will spend mine on Sunday, and I'll give you an example of this. But you can share the things that you've been spending the vibrational money voucher on. If you want to, body up and do it. But if you don't spend it by Sunday, you snooze, you lose. You're saying, I don't want to spend this money. Universe, don't send me money, because the money that you get sent in the physical is vibrational first, right? You're thinking it, you're manifesting it. So manifest it and bring it in. I think that is it. Oh, and if you want support with actually manifesting the 50K in 50 days in the visible world, and creating a business model that you can actually see would earn that without burning yourself out, without being busy, without experiencing burnout, without doing busy work. Like, you want to be a light worker who has freedom, right? Freedom in every area of your life. And I know that many of you who have joined the Facebook group for this have said different reasons of why you want to do the vision board challenge. And I know that many of those things, it's not even that you need to throw money at it, but the fact that you're worrying about it or don't have the time to do the certain things is huge. All right, so let's wrap up with gratitude. These are my gratitude rocks and stones, crystals and a stone. And so a love heart that my daughter gave me many years ago. We do, my son, my daughter, I've done it with partners as well. And yes, I have cleansed the stone and the energy from it. Yeah, we'd say gratitude, but not in this way. So the way that I do it, I call it the soul guided influences way. We say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. So, and we feel blessed. We feel the feelings of feeling blessed with all the things that we're manifesting, things that we have, things that we've had, things that we're going to have in order for your vision to manifest. Before it manifests, this is what I call soul speaking into existence. Say it out loud with me, listen along as an example, write it down, do whatever you need to do. So I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and appreciate. And what I'm going to do is go through each of the areas of the 7 freedoms. Raising my vibrational frequency, words, thoughts, feelings, raise our vibrational frequency. We're emitting a vibration. When I say this, I'm emitting that vibration. Pretty cool. So I'm going to go through contribution freedom, health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. My brain is slowing down. So I call them the intentional living codes. That's your code for your vision, right? Your vibration. Underneath the law of attraction is the law of vibration. I'm a law of vibration teacher. Adjusting your vibration, boom, it manifests. All right. So I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate contribution. Light work and lifestyle. So lifestyle, my contribution to my nephew's mum. That I'm really happy and grateful that I was able to make such a difference and impact. Soul family influence, soul tribe impact, and soul client income. That's what I'm about. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate health freedom. The food, like I said, food yesterday. Food. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate my insanity workout. Like that, actually, I improved so much in my insanity workout. I wrote down my scores, and in 2 weeks, I'll do the fit test. I did the fit test yesterday. I'm doing C.H.E.E.R.S, and then when it says do a HIIT workout, I've loved doing that. Happy and grateful and appreciate the insanity workout. It was just absolutely amazing. And then somebody saying to me on the dating apps, "Oh wow, you do insanity, kind of like you're a badass." I'm like, yes. Happy and grateful and appreciate emotional freedom. I had a really great conversation yesterday that made me smile and made me made me smile. I laughed quite a lot. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate environment. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate Zoopla for showing the barn conversions that I can visualize, and the environment that it showed with the barn conversion with all of the kitchenware that I envisioned. Love that. Happy and grateful and appreciate relationships. The relationship with my granddaughter, she rocks. I love playing games with her, like on our iMessage. We play games. It's lovely. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate spirituality, spiritual freedom. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate this gratitude process or practice. Happy and grateful and appreciate financial freedom. I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the clients that I've had come into the Soul Legacy Academy last week, and the clients that will come in next week. Love it. All right, that is a wrap. Okay, so I would love to support you in launching your day, leading your day, and leaving your day, and doing it with ease, grace, and flow. And so part of this 7 freedoms frequency is about spiritual life coaching. And again, I have a 2-hour monthly coaching call. I do have the Spiritual Business Book Marketing Masterclass and Bank 50K 50 Days Challenge. I have a one-page plan for you. It's based on my book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul-guided influencer's compass to leverage your light work and lifestyle on YouTube. If you're a light worker, you need to be on YouTube doing your thing, stripping it out. I showed you where I am. I'm everywhere. Wherever you would want to be online, you can be everywhere with a YouTube channel, positioning yourself as an author and an authority. So I'd love to support you in aligning your movement, your message, and your money. So join what I call the Global Networking Hub for ambitious spiritual coaches, authors, earth angels, entrepreneurs, and soul-guided influencers as we come together every single month on the first Monday of the month at 9 p.m. UK time. We connect, we co-create, we collaborate, and we cross-promote in our joint vision because we're clear on our vision and we don't feel like a fraud. We want to get our gifts out there and we are ready. All right, so here's to showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. It's all about the big vision and soul mission. That's soul family influence, soul tribe impact, and soul client income. So share your gifts and shine your light because you are born to serve, be blessed in your soul purpose. Big love. I will see you on Relationship Freedom Friday. Take care. Big love.